speaking about good, right now I was telling you guys about a young undefeated middleweight that's going to be joining us, and he's with us right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dante Kirkman joins us. What's up, kid?
What's up? Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, I appreciate you spending the time. And you're in a weight class that is traditionally one of the glamour ones, and I tell you, I tell you, I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me start with the typical canned question that you probably heard a million times. What drew you to boxing, man? What made you decide to get into the sport of boxing?
So I've been boxing for 14 years. I'm 24. I started when I was 10. Even before I started, I was like watching boxing with my dad. My dad was an amateur boxer, and so he just kind of like introduced me to the sport more so as like a fan. Just like watching like fighters on TV. Particularly, I think like a fight that like stood out to me when I was younger was like Floyd and Miguel Cotto, and I don't know why that fight just like really stuck with me. And then like I just like left the other sports I was doing for boxing.
Oh, that's cool. Did you have a favorite fighter that you like to watch?
Floyd
You
Mayweather.
like Floyd.
Yeah.
Um, so something that really impressed me about you is you graduated from Stanford this year. So congratulations on that.
Thank
How
you.
did you balance? Because obviously you've been boxing for a long time. How did you balance working out, boxing, and you were a pro too by that point, and your college?
I mean, like to be honest, it was tough. As a pro and amateur, like in the amateurs, the like USA Boxing national tournaments would be like aligned with like my finals week at school, so it just caused a lot of issues, like with my professors and stuff. And then just day to day training, as a pro was like pretty difficult. I would train early in the morning and then rush off to class, then go train again, then do homework and stuff, and just kind of fully be like immersed in that like student athlete lifestyle. But I mean, like it was a blessing. So like I have no complaints, and ever since like I graduated, I've just been full time, and I've just been able to take care of my body more, get more rest, and just work on recovering and fully just dedicating myself to the sport. So I've noticed like a lot of significant improvement.
You get trained by Eddie Croft. He was a former world title challenger. What's it like working with him?
Great. Like me and Eddie, like he's my first and only coach. Like I just stepped foot in his gym, and he just fed my hunger for boxing. Like me and him are really similar in the way that like we both watch a lot of film. We just love the sport, and he just has a great eye. So like he's always just been able to instruct me in the ring, but then also just kind of like mentor my boxing journey and just provide his experience perspective.
I've always respected young fighters, and it sounds like you're heading along this path that, put their trust in their trainer because even though you're right in the middle of the fight, obviously, you're right in the ring fighting your opponent. A lot of times a trainer can see something that, despite you being right in the heat of battle, you don't see. And if they're able to communicate that to you, in between rounds, and you guys have that communication skill where, you understand what each other's saying exactly, not just yesing each other to death, it could really be helpful. Is that something that you guys experience when you work together?
Absolutely, and his wife too, Casey Croft. She's big help to my team. She's a pro too. I think she has like 14 fights, and she like works with Snack and helps basically manages my like nutrition and just full on like workout routines and stuff like that, and just really prepares my camp. So like those two like working together and just like both providing pro fighter experience, and then also both of them knowing me for like most of my life really, like we're just all able to kind of like just work in sync. And um Eddie knows that like if I see something, he knows what I'll see, and he knows where he'll kind of need to provide like his insight, and like I kind of know what Eddie sees, so I kind of just it's a really good relationship, just being able to know and trust him.
No, that's great. That's great, and then it's important to keep that relationship positive too. So, your career right now, you're sitting at 6-0. Three of your W's came by knockout, and at least on paper, your last fight seems to be, the best win of your career, fighting against the guy with at least the best record, and you stopped him. Um, have you guys been working on stuff where it's increasing your power? Do you expect to get more knockouts now, or is it the typical, if the knockout comes, it comes, and you're working on other things?
Um, it's gonna be
You're
your typical.
smiling, so I must have touched something, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the typical if the knockout comes. I mean, like, to be honest, like I've my power really developed later in my amateur career, and really as a pro, it was just more of like a getting comfortable thing. I think just kind of understanding like the minor differences. Fighting with smaller gloves, no headgear, like where to place my shots, and so I think it was like more so of that than like my power developing. I have like improved in my punching power, but like, to be honest, like I'm more so like I've had some fights. Like I think my second fight, as soon as my opponent tasted my power, he was on the back foot the whole time, and so like that fight was 4 round unanimous decision where I didn't get to showcase my power because once I touched him like good, it was like he was gone from there. So I think it really depends on my opponent. It just happened that last fight I caught him in the second round. I won the first round, caught him in the second round with like a good counter, and just like went in for the finish.
It looks like you're tentatively scheduled again for December. Did that fight materialize?
Yeah, we're scheduled for December 11th. I believe we're scheduling an opponent today. Actually, I don't really know who, but yeah, we're just looking to stay active, and so this will be my last fight of 2025, and then we're just trying to stay active in the new year as well.
I opened up saying earlier, the middleweight division has always been a glamour division in the sport of boxing. And one thing that at least I noticed today when I look at the middleweights that are out there, there's a glaring absence of a star quality American middleweight in that mix. I think we're jonesing for that. Do you see yourself potentially filling that void and being that middleweight that we can all get behind and root for?
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm excited for just like the future of boxing, but particularly the middleweight division, just because like junior middleweight is also like a very active weight right now too. Like there's guys like Boots, Virgil Ortiz, like Fundora, and I believe by the time that I get to like the top 10 range, that those guys will have moved up at that point. So I'm just excited just for the future, and like God willing, I'll just take over that division.
What if no one ever saw you fight and they said, they asked you to describe your style, how would you describe your style?
Um, well, my style, again, it really depends on my opponent. I fight kind of adapting. I would say mostly probably similarly to Andre Ward. We're just kind of like what we're given, we'll kind of like work with that. Like, if our opponent moves, we'll go forward. If my opponent comes forward, I'll start moving. But like really, like I'm just comfortable going forward, back, left, or right. And just yeah, just trying to fight technically smart, prioritizing my defense and my jab.
So you would consider yourself more of a reactive type fighter, react to what your opponent's dishing out?
Yeah, I would say so. Like in my last fight, for example, my opponent, all of his wins were by knockout. He had like some decent strength. So at the beginning, like I kind of paced around the ring for a little bit, then kind of like got my timing, and then was able to start walking him down and applying pressure from there. So it can really just change even within rounds or in a fight. So I just feel comfortable adapting anyway.
What do you feel that you need to work on the most?
Just really everything. Like like I've never really like satisfied really, like same like with me and Eddie. Like we obviously, like I have been like blessed to have this like opportunity of like my boxing career and like improving, but like really like everything can always like be better, and like that's the whole point of these like early fights, is to build me to like that like world championship stage. So that's really what I'm competing with, is just in myself what I imagine that like world championship quality is. So I just honestly improve in all areas. Like whenever I am in the gym, I'm shadow boxing, imagining um, opponents' various heights, stances, styles, whatever. And so I just try to just overall just improve my skill set.
No, that's great. It's all everything you're saying is great stuff. One of the things that in the past that old time boxers used to do way more than fighters of today is like, let's say you had to get experience against a southpaw. They would fight a tall southpaw, a boxer, a puncher, a brawler, a short one, and they would fight a bunch of southpaws before they felt comfortable fighting a southpaw. Today, a lot of fighters, specifically young fighters, will say, "Okay, I need to fight a southpaw." They bring in one guy, he fights a southpaw. Okay, now I know how to fight southpaws. What's next? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think that's just kind of like a funny commentary on the current state of boxing today. So, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I mean, for me, I just take what I'm presented and just like what my team would like. So, like again, I'm comfortable. I mean, I'm ambidextrous. I fought southpaw for like years, but like I fight orthodox now. So, like I'm really comfortable with whatever.
Hey, so you've heard of Roberto Duran, right?
Yep.
Well, his daughter's in the chat room right now, Dayla, and she's got a question for you. She's asking, how do you see yourself after boxing? What plans do you have?
Um, that's a good question. I'm honestly like, I think I would really want to become like like a boxing analyst, just because like I really just love watching boxing. I love talking about boxing. And so I mean, hopefully, like I would even love like I mean, I know the question is for after my career, but I'd even be willing like during like if I fought early on a card to go commentate on the same night or something like that. But so yeah, just really just trying to work within the sport of boxing and then just trying to give back to the community where I can.
Speaking of that, and I swear Dayla didn't have any idea of my set of questions here, but I think this is a great segue.
Mhm.
Um, I hear that you're planning to start a nonprofit organization to help struggling fighters. You got to tell us about that. What's your plan about that?
Yeah, so we are in the early stages, but it's basically like most fighters kind of don't educate themselves either like financially or to um, take the best steps in their careers. And also, too, people, go all in, maybe have unrealistic expectations, don't know how like the pro boxing business works, or even on like on the amateur end. And like, thankfully for me, like I've had experience. Like on the business end, like at Mayweather Promotions, where I was an intern, as well at USA Boxing on the amateur level, where I kind of just got to continue to like learn and see how things operate. So really just trying to make sure that like fighters are like taken care of and then also well educated.
That's great. I mean, the more fighters can help fighters, I think the better off because you know as well as I do, it takes a special individual to get in that ring. And one of the things that you guys all possess is pride. And a lot of times, fighters that may need help may not get it because they don't want to let that weakness show, and by receiving it from other fighters, I think is a real positive step, and I love the idea. I think I applaud you for it, and I hope
Thank
that
you.
it's successful. And you should keep me posted because if I can help in any way, I certainly would.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
So do you have any idea who your opponent is for the 11th?
I think my coach is like literally deciding that like today. Like I'll probably after this talk to him about that. So I don't know to be honest, but yeah, I'm just ready for whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see that you're busy in the ring. That's good because there's no better experience than experience. so so that's good. Dante, listen, I appreciate your time. I know you're out on the West Coast, so it's early for you. It's different than when we get some people from across the pond. I'm calling them at this time, and they're like, I'm ready to be in my feety pajamas at 11 o'clock at night, and they're staying up to do interviews. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm going to be keeping an eye on you, and when you become a world champion, we'd love to have you back. Obviously before then, but I'd like to follow you along your career. Mario's been real good. I've known him for a long time, and I appreciate that he hooked us up, and I hope you can come back maybe as soon as right after your next fight and tell us how that went and all those things.
Great. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, anytime you reach out, we'd love to have you again. Okay.
Great.
All right, Dante. You be good, man. Good luck in your fight. I'm going to keep an eye on you.
Thank
All right. That's Dante Kirkland and Kirkman, I'm sorry. And he's 6-0 middleweight out of California, Stanford University grad this year, working keeping his grades up, and of course working out in boxing. He's scheduled real busy so far this year. He's scheduled to fight again in December, so we'll keep an eye on him. I almost put him on the spot and asked him, hey, when you become a world champion, you're going to come back on the show. And I'm going to expose somebody that we've already did that with, and he didn't come through. Danny Garcia. Yeah, the Danny Garcia. I had on the show at least 4 times on his way up. And Danny had the luxury of fighting on a lot of undercards of big cards. So he was always on the big stage. And at one point I said to him, I said, Danny, if you ever become a top dog, you become a world champion, you're gonna forget about little old us. He said, no, I'll be back. I promise. He never came back.